You ready? The cream of the crop, right at the top. The first place winner of $50,000 scholarship is
Annie Robinson.
17 years ago, Milt and Tamar Maltz launched Stop the Hate, a bold initiative that set out to empower young changemakers.
At 5 years of age, I walked my 10 blocks. And when I got there were a group of fellas that were much older. They surrounded me and they said, "You're a Christ killer." They began to tear off my clothes. I had nothing on me other than my shoes, stockings, and underwear. I wrenched myself free and I ran, didn't walk home the 10 blocks. And I was crying and I told my mother, "Who is Christ?" This was my first encounter with anti-Semitism. Once you've been the victim of hate, you have a feeling that other kids need help.
Their mission was simple yet powerful: to give youth a platform to speak up and lead.
I am here because education, love, and acceptance are the first steps to breaking down the barriers of apathy, hatred, and intolerance.
By advocating for peace and order between all faiths, we can move forward as a united and peaceful people to stop the hate.
Stop the Hate has invited Northeast Ohio to share their stories, how they envision a world that is more kind, more inclusive, and how they are leading the charge for change.
Overgeneralizations cause stereotypes, and I refuse to be a part of this cycle of oppression. I embrace diversity by emphasizing that it's okay to be different and to accept others.
The program has become so much more than a contest. It has evolved, expanding both in reach and impact.
I like to think that even without retracing my grandpa's steps on the Edmund Pettus Bridge, I am walking in his footsteps and helping to bend the arc of this nation towards a more equitable and just future. My grandpa would be proud of me, but he would want me to keep going. Won't you join me on the journey?
In 2010, we teamed up with Roots of American Music and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame to launch Youth Sing Out, a songwriting workshop and competition that's bringing music and storytelling together in powerful ways. By 2020, we formalized our workshops with Roots of American Music and new partners, Lake Erie Inc., delivering anti-bias and social-emotional learning through song and essay writing workshops.
I want to inspire other kids so other kids can know what really happened back in the day and stuff.
How to be a better citizen, how to be an upstander, how to show kindness. All of those things that we know that we need to combat this big issue of hate that we experience in our society.
And as we grew, Stop the Hate introduced new initiatives to honor educators and schools leading the charge, like Teacher of the Year and our anti-bias community grants. By 2024, we integrated poetry to our workshops and submissions, giving even more students the chance to tell their stories.
My poem is called Dolls and Sweaters. I'm a China doll that wears a red and yellow sweater, one of the thickest wool, wrapping me in vivid moments, a security blanket of the past that drapes over my shoulders. It keeps my heart at 101 degrees.
The impact? Transformative. Stop the Hate works with an average of 154 schools annually, has reached nearly 50,000 students to date, and continues to send ripples of change across communities.
I believe Stop the Hate on a personal and on a standpoint as a teacher. It just enhances our humanity.
I was very lucky to get a huge financial boost on my future, but it also changed my life kind of in that labeling myself as an upstander and making sure that that's kind of a core part of my identity and who I am.
Every single other person that I met after winning the scholarship, I thought about their stories, and I think it made me a much more compassionate, empathetic person.
As the Maltz Museum celebrates 20 years, we look back with pride at all Stop the Hate has accomplished. We are even more excited for the road ahead. The next 20 years will bring new voices, new stories, and new opportunities to continue this critical work.
When you talk and you listen to these kids who have been bullied, kids who are struggling with discrimination, kids who are dealing with real life issues at their young age, and they're able to turn it into something positive, I don't think there's anything better that the Maltz Museum stands for.
Thank you, Milton Tamar. Your vision has lit the way. And to all our 50,000 and counting Stop the Hate participants, thank you for sharing your stories and your heart. We are all inspired by your unwavering commitment to stop the hate.